Good morning, everyone. We are up, awake, and ready to explore Takayama. Takayama is a really cool site, actually. It's nestled in the mountains and hasn't really changed for a long time. And they specialize in Hida beef, which is one of the top 5 beefs in the world, as well as woodmanship. And so they even get hired by Tokyo to create temples and shrines based off the old wooden techniques. So it's a really cool, old, sleepy, even though it's a city, it's basically like a little town. And so we're gonna explore the sites, get some shopping done, try. Apparently the food here is unbelievable. So especially because a lot of Hida beef is incorporated into that. So there'll be a lot of eating, a lot of walking, and a lot of seeing. So let's just check it out. How is it?
Why don't you try it?
So now we're going down the streets of Takayama on a food crawl right now. We've got it's Hida beef at certain parts, which is so delicious, and all the food is just we're just stuffing ourselves. There's also these Hida beef burgers that they only make 20 a day, and so we're trying to get in on that. How good is it?
And we're gonna be getting them.
Yeah, we better freaking get these burgers. So we have to go in, we have to like reserve time, and hopefully we can get the burgers. But if they run out, they run out. Like, then nothing till the next day. So anyways, food call, shopping, and then we have another Hida beef dinner tonight. So it's gonna be so much meat, so much meat. So we got lucky and actually were able to get the Hida beef burgers. Actually, there's 5 of us, and they only had 4 burgers left for the day. And so I split mine with Aaron. And it was really good, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
It was so good. And then we had the cheeseburger too. And so we're in a food coma. So of course we're gonna get some ice cream. Of course. And then probably just take a nap. And then we have another Hida beef dinner tonight. And so we'll just hang out. I might try the onsen, and yeah. So we are here now at our Hida beef dinner, and what's so funny? Oh, you're just staring at me. They're staring at me. I'm really excited. I think she said 70 grams of Hida beef that we'll be getting, and so we're going to consume it, and it'll be delicious. And Hida beef is actually one of the best beef in the world. I'm getting to. I'll talk more about it later.
Alright, so you know how we watched that video the other day and it was like the history spans back thousands of years, but in the last 2,000 years since people have really taken place, well, cows here and cattle alike were only used essentially as work for working. Okay, so farming and rice paddy fields, forestry, taking timber and stuff down, where horses were actually used for military uses. Okay, so cows predominantly used to hoe the earth, upturn, so then they can plant rice seeds. All right. When Buddhism came, do you guys remember when it came? 7th century. Buddhism came. There was a ban on eating any type of meat that came from a 4-legged animal. Okay, so eating cattle and stuff like that totally banned until the 19th century. So around 1860s, they lifted the ban and they started to eat 4-legged animals again, but that did not include beef. Okay, still at that time it was mainly used, or cattle or cows alike were used for predominantly farming. Okay, they weren't used for milk and they weren't used for eating. So following that, there was about like 3,000 cows, because they decided that they wanted to try it. There was about 3,000 cows that they imported from Britain and a few others that came from America, and they crossbred these cows to get what we know as a Japanese cow today. And Japanese cow is Wagyu. So Wagyu is the name for a Japanese cow, and what they've done ever since to kind of evolutionize it and make it into, if you have a look at your sheath of beef in front of you, you can see all the white texture. That's marbling, okay? That's fat. That's what you want and why it tastes so good. So after they had crossbred and after time, they started brushing these cows with sake on the coats, and when they brush it, it helps the circulation, and it's also said to believe that it's actually distributing the fat of the cow. Another thing that they do is only these cows have sometimes better living conditions than us. They have air filtered barns, so they're breathing in only the best type of air. Not only that, in their troughs they'll have sake. When you're drinking alcohol, it makes you like salivate. So these cows eat more, and they're grass fed as well, not grain fed, which also gives it a different flavor. But absolutely like well taken care of. So that's some fun facts about Wagyu beef there, Samir. Other things, if you actually, guys, if you wanted to eat Wagyu beef outside, like anywhere in the world, including Japan, Hida is number 5 in Japan, rated number 5, okay? And the marbling that you want, they cut into the 6th and 7th rib, and it needs to be a certain amount of marbling for it to be considered good, all right? Now, in the world, say if you went to New York and they said, oh, would you like a Wagyu steak? It's gonna cost you $100. You should ask to see the certificate and actually, if it is where the Wagyu cow came from itself. It should have the farm that it came from, how long ago it was killed, etc. All these facts to know that it's actually a Wagyu cow. Alright? Because it costs so much money. And it's labeled some of the best beef in the world. So what you're eating now, guys, is fine dining, world-class beef. It costs so much because of the conditions. Yeah, done.
Alright guys, so one of the things you have to do is you take a raw egg, you crack it, mix it all up, and then what happens is once the beef is cooked, we take it, and then we're going to put it into the raw egg yolk. Tastes so good. So good.
I'm Kentucky Shan, and we're in Takayama. It's our last day here, and I've taken the group to a pub in Takayama called Red Hill. Now the group are inside, but there's a couple of things I wanted to tell you about before we go inside. The bars in Takayama are incredibly small, so fitting a group in is unlikely at times. We've been able to get at least 10 people into this bar, which is absolutely gorgeous. Hayashi is the owner of Red Hill Pub, but last night I came here as well with one of the passengers from our tour called Gary, and I'm going to show you just a couple of things about why I should never take my groups out to bars like this. And it starts with drinking too much and then ending up in the bathroom, which is tiny, and then spewing everywhere. So I'm going to show you what the bar looks like itself, and then the sink in which most of my groups vomit in. Groups are going this way.
I think Warren's going to come after button egg.
He vomited everywhere. And this is where he vomited. Right in here. Filled the sink up with shit. And let's meet the incredible lady who sorted it all out. Hayashi's actually, she's disappeared. But this is her bar. And it's got, when I first met her I thought she was high on mushrooms, and then I realised there's actually mushroom ornaments all over her pub. Coincidence? Maybe, I don't know, because I'll never tell. But we're here for a good night, and spewy little Gary's going to play something for us. Okay, stop playing.
We're playing a game right now. That's a lot of my face.
Hi.
We're hiding from Ben. Shh, don't tell him. We're literally behind curtains. Okay.
I'm a